So students, welcome to this lecture series. Today we are going to see an important topic in nuclear physics, and it is the Geiger-Nuttall law. Initially, let us see what is the Geiger law. Geiger law gives the relationship between the range of alpha particles and the velocity of alpha particles. According to Geiger law, the range of alpha particles, which is denoted by capital R, is directly proportional to the cube of velocity of the emitted alpha particles. Mathematically, it can be given as range R is proportional to V cube. This is our equation 1, which is mathematical representation of Geiger law. Here R is the range of alpha particles and V is the velocity of the emitted alpha particles. Now let us see what is the Geiger-Nuttall law. Geiger-Nuttall law gives the relationship between the radioactive decay constant lambda of the radioactive nuclei and the range R of the alpha particles emitted by that nuclei. And the law is given as log of lambda is equal to A plus B log of R, which is denoted by equation 2. Equation 2 is the Geiger-Nuttall law. Here A and B are constant. Lambda is the radioactive decay constant of that radioactive nuclei and R is the range of emitted alpha particles. We know that the half-life period of a radioactive nuclei is given by T is equal to 0.693 divided by lambda. Here capital T is the half-life period of the radioactive nuclei. If I make rearrangement of the terms, I get lambda is equal to 0.693 upon capital T. So substitute from equation 4 in equation 2. So I get log of 0.693 upon T is equal to A plus B log of R. What I have done, instead of lambda, I have substituted lambda is equal to 0.693 divided by capital T. Expand it. So log of 0.693 minus log of T is equal to A plus B log of R. If I make rearrangement of the terms, I can write the above equation as minus B log of R. This is equal to A minus log of 0.693 plus log of T. Divide by minus B on left hand side and right hand side. So log of R is equal to minus 1 by B and in bracket A minus log of 0.693 plus minus 1 by B into log of T. This is our equation 5. Now put minus 1 by B in bracket A minus log of 0.693 is equal to small a and 1 by B is equal to small b. Here small a and small b are another constant. So our equation 5 looks like log of R is equal to A minus B log of T, capital T. This is equation 6. And equation 6 is another form of Geiger-Nuttall law, and it gives the relationship between the range R, capital R, of the alpha particles and the half-life period, capital T, of the radioactive nuclei that emits the alpha particles. And if we observe the equation 6, if you neglect the constant a and if you observe the equation 6, then we reach to the conclusion that the range r is inversely proportional to the half-life period capital T of the radioactive nuclei. Thus, equation 6 shows that smaller the half-life period, larger will be the range of alpha particles. And we know that the range of alpha particles is directly proportional to the energy or the velocity of alpha particles, and therefore smaller the half-life period, larger will be the range of alpha particles, hence larger will be the energy of the emitted alpha particles. So what is the conclusion that we can draw from equation 6? That short-lived isotopes emit more energetic alpha particles and vice versa. It means if the half-life period of a radioactive nuclei is small, then the alpha particles emitted by those radioactive nuclei or those isotopes will be having large energy, they will be having large range. And if the half-life period of an radioactive nuclei is large, then the energy or the range of emitted alpha particles will be less. This is an important conclusion from Geiger-Nuttall law. Now, if log of lambda is plotted against log of r, log of lambda on y-axis and log of r on x-axis for different element, then we get series of parallel lines corresponding to different radioactive nuclei. In this particular case, we are getting three parallel lines corresponding to uranium and its isotopes, thorium and actinium. Now this particular slide shows the Geiger-Nuttall law, representation of Geiger-Nuttall law with log of lambda on y-axis and log of r on the x-axis for the same series uranium, thorium and actinium, and these particular observations were obtained by Geiger and Nuttall when they performed these experiment in 1921. And these particular observations, they are confirmation of the Geiger-Nuttall law that log of lambda is equal to a plus b log of r, and the range of alpha particle r is proportional to v cube. This is the Geiger-Nuttall law which was experimentally proved by Geiger and Nuttall in 1921. Now take this our previous slide here, which is the representation of Geiger-Nuttall law. Here consider the uranium line corresponding to uranium. Now if lambda 1 is the decay constant corresponding to the range R1 and lambda 2 is the decay constant corresponding to the range R2. Now if lambda 1 is greater than lambda 2, then we also observe that the range R1 is also greater than R2. Now from the graph, it is seen that the radioactive nuclei of greater decay constant lambda emits alpha particles with greater range. Thus range of emitted alpha particles is directly proportional to the decay constant lambda of the radioactive nuclei that emits it. So range R is proportional to lambda, that is the radioactive decay constant. But range of alpha particles, it also depends on energy and velocity of alpha particles. It is directly proportional. Greater the energy of alpha particles, greater the velocity of alpha particles, greater will be the range of alpha particles. So, from this we can draw a conclusion that the radioactive nuclei which is having larger decay constant lambda, it will emit alpha particles having larger energy or larger velocity. So what is the importance of Geiger-Nuttall law? Well, first one is the radioactive decay constant lambda of several radioactive nuclei can be found out by using this empirical formula, that is the Geiger-Nuttall law. So by making use of Geiger-Nuttall law, the radioactive decay constant lambda for various different radioactive nuclei could be found out. Secondly, the conclusion that was obtained from Geiger-Nuttall law was that short-lived isotopes emit more energetic alpha particles and vice versa. So if a radioactive nuclei is having larger half-life period, then the emitted alpha particle will be less energetic. And if the half-life period of a radioactive nuclei is less, then the emitted alpha particle will be more energetic. Its range will be large. And third important conclusion was that the radioactive nuclei having larger decay constant lambda will emit alpha particles having large energy and hence large velocity. So these are the important conclusions of Geiger-Nuttall law. Just remember that short-lived isotopes or short-lived radioactive nuclei means those radioactive nuclei having smaller half-life period will emit alpha particles with larger energy, means they will emit alpha particles having larger range. So that's all about the Geiger-Nuttall law. Have a nice day.